Hi, beautiful Capricorns. Welcome back. Welcome back. Capricorn, thank you for joining me. What are we going to get into here? Okay, Capricorn energy. Ooh, smoke and mirrors. What's going on? Telling you to take a deep breath. Don't be taking the weight of the world on your shoulders. Okay, just breathe deeply. Okay? Okay. Look, it's the way the world is. It is what it is. It's the way the world is, and it is what it is. It's almost like I don't know. It's like you're starting to see something. Now, this could be uncharted waters. Okay, so it's heading off into a direction that nobody else can follow. It's like doing your own thing. It's I don't know, while everyone else is out there accepting the way everything is, I think that you're making change. Like, everyone is just out here going, well, it is what it is. That's just the way the world is. Having to accept the way things are. And you're starting to see beyond the matrix here. It's like, I don't know. I think that let's find out what your purpose is. You're trying to be innovative, okay? It's like you're trying to be innovative. Well, just hang on. I think you're born to be free. I think that you're trying to be a mediator here or a guide. It's like yep. So you may be considered an outsider, or you may have felt like you've been an outsider, but in this case, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you're not part of the divine matrix. It's like, you're not accepting just because other people tell you this, or, because the whole world is doing it. It's like, that's following, not leading. And I think that you are meant to lead. I think that you're seeing beyond the matrix. I mean, the world is the way that it is. However, leaders do not comply with the normal, what most people consider to be normal, which makes them outsiders, which actually makes people into haters of anyone who's different than them. So you're not meant to be, though. You're not meant to be a follower. You're not. You're just not. And maybe you've awakened to your purpose, okay? Maybe it's part of your purpose. Like, outsider. It's like maybe you've been cut off from your pack. I don't know. But you're non-conforming, so it's like, that's why. I ain't going along with everybody else. I'm not just gonna go do something. Some people could call it stubbornness. Other people say, no, I see beyond it. I'm not gonna conform just because, I don't know, maybe someone is like this. Maybe someone is sitting here going, no, I'm not going to conform. I don't have to accept things. It's almost like somebody wants you to, like, be accepting of everything that goes on. Like, I have to accept this. This is the way the world is. No, you don't. No. And in standing up for your truth and in standing up for your belief system, of course, you're going to be an outsider because you're non-conforming to what they want you to do. Non-conforming as to, who cares? I'm pretty strong-willed myself, but I gotta say my kids were exceptionally strong-willed children their whole lives. And then my dad, I used to get so angry at it, like, why don't they just do what they're told to do? And then my dad looked at me, and he had raised 9 kids, and he said to me, why? So they can be like everybody else? And that stuck with me. I was like floored. It stayed with me my whole life. And I go, you're absolutely correct. Why am I trying to make them like everybody else? Like, why wouldn't I want them to be different than everyone else? Why do you want that? They're all the same. You know what I mean? It's like those people that I know can be some of the most personally and affluently successful people in the entire world. The ones that don't accept what everyone thinks is norm. You don't even want to go there with me. And I used to say, my dad was smart. After raising 9 kids, and then he said, why would you want them to be like everyone else? Like, why wouldn't you support them the way that they are? And my kids were really little then, and I stopped, and I couldn't make an argument as to why. And then I stopped. And then I started to support them in, you're absolutely correct. Like, I was like that as a kid. And they encouraged me to be whatever I wanted to be, you know what I mean? I'm like, what a hypocrite you are. And I stopped. I changed. I just stopped doing that. And thanks for that advice, Dad, if you're listening. Because that was probably some of the best advice I ever heard in my life. And I feel it's the same thing here. Well, everybody's doing it. It's just, it's just the way the world is. You have to accept it. You have to go along with it. No, you don't. That's what makes leaders lead and followers follow. And even though you could have been an outsider because of that thinking, or you feel like you've been ousted because you don't fit in. That's a compliment, by the way. That is actually, and I would take that as a compliment. You got a positive outlook. See? You've earned a seat at the table. It's like you are the holy grail here. And it's almost like, so be gentle with yourself. You're not meant to be like everyone else. You're not meant to do what everybody else does. Uniqueness separates you from everyone else, and that's why I believe, my personal belief is, that's why they want you to conform. The Matrix, we have to all do the same. No. It's like, I used to say, it's like putting cattle through the chute. If you ever worked on a ranch, it's like you all follow in line, you all go through the chute, and you all get, whatever treatment that they're doing to you, and it's like, no. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, we can accept the way that things are. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have to go along with it. Okay? I don't think we do anyway. I don't. No. Even if that makes you an outsider. Worrying what everyone else thinks. Well, what will everyone say and what will everyone think? Who cares? You're confident enough. Anyway, it's like, I want to say, who cares? Who cares what other people say? Who cares what other people think? It's your journey. You're brought here to be true to yourself. You're here as one human being on the earth. Okay? What if everyone was the same? What a boring world that would be. Everybody looks the same. Everybody dresses the same. Everybody does the same thing. Thinks the same. Well, I would say that's living unauthentically, and I think that it's not being true to self. It's a separation of the strong versus the weak, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I am too old to change. I'm too old to change my ways. I'm just going to be for real. I mean, I wouldn't want to be the same as everybody else. I don't want to be the same. So if that makes me an outsider, I'm proud of that. It takes courage. It takes strength. It takes confidence to be an outsider. There are certain attributes here that are compelling me to tell you, You do you. And I think you need to stop being concerned, even though you may not be. But if you are, I think you got to be true to self before you can be true to anyone else. And just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean you got to do it. Doesn't mean you got to think the same as them. Even if that makes you an outsider. I mean, darn, I've done that my whole life. No wonder my kids were the way they were. Just saying. So, that's what this read is definitely saying. The courage to live what is destined for you, and the courage to live with joy, whether you're alone, whether you're with people. It's like I don't really need people to be happy. I don't need people in my life to feel joy and happiness because I'm truly never alone. You know what I mean? It's like, but dang, I ain't conforming. I'm not going along with something just because everybody wants me to go along with it. I got a mind of my own. I don't know. Maybe you're different than that of the rest of the world. You know, maybe you're unique. Maybe you feel like an outsider because you're an independent thinker who challenges the status quo. Oh, geez. So wouldn't shock me if a lot of you would make great activists, politicians, leaders, law, legalities, standing up for human rights, standing up for the underdog, standing up for your own beliefs and other people who want to think like-mindedly. It wouldn't shock me at all if a lot of you weren't in businesses for yourself and working with people to help bring justice to causes, like a lot of causes. You know what I mean? Go easy on yourself, okay? Go easy on yourself. So maybe you try to help somebody, maybe the only regret that I see here is maybe you're regretting why you didn't do something sooner, or why you went along with what everybody else was saying, or why you went along with the Matrix for so long. And maybe there's someone around you who has a regret of following the crowd. But I think the only regret here is not doing it sooner. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's what I see. So a lot of you are A lot of people could call you stubborn. A lot of people could call you, a loner or an outsider because you don't conform to their status quo. Well, not like you'd want to be a part of it anyway. Because leaders lead and sheep will follow. And I think that's the only regret that I see here is that you didn't do this sooner. I should have done this then. I should have done this a lot sooner than what I did. It's like, I'm not afraid to be alone. But I ain't gonna conform to what everyone else wants me to be. This is challenging the status quo of the way everybody... Come on, you just gotta accept it because that is the way that it is. And you're like, well, why does it have to be like that? Anyone who questions status quo usually are made an outcast. And maybe you question the status quo. Well, because that's just the way it is. Well, why does it have to be the way that it is? Why can't it be this way, or why can't it be that way? And anyone who challenges status quo usually are left out in the cold, or, left alone, because you challenge their beliefs, or you challenge their ideas, or you challenge their thinking. It's like, as long as you're not telling everybody else how to live their lives, they sure don't have the right to tell you how to live yours. And I'm sorry, but it's true. So some people, maybe you regret, the only regret is that I could see, is that you didn't stand your ground soon enough, or that you may have been going along with what somebody else told you until you started to think for yourself. So it's saying to go easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself. Because anybody who challenges status quo, well, that's just the way it is and you're supposed to accept that. Well, like I said, I have a problem conforming, so I'm not a good person to ask. You know what I'm saying? I like to challenge status quo. I do. Does it usually work to my best interest? No. But I'm being true to me as long as I'm on this earth. I'm being true to self. Does it make me popular? No. But of course, I'm not out there to impress anybody either, you know what I mean? So it doesn't bother me. You're living authentically, what's the problem here? And as long as you're coming from a loving place and an honest place and a truthful place, and you're happy here, why would anybody want to conform? I'm just saying. It's like maybe, I don't know if somebody wanted you to conform or trying to make you conform, but Why does that story of my dad keep coming up here? It's like everything else is boring. If everybody is doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, they become boring. It's like, where's the challenge? Where is the challenge? Challenging oneself or challenging status quo. Well, someone's too afraid to challenge status quo, so they never know the truth. It's like, this is weird. That's what makes leaders lead, And maybe somebody wishes they had been more of a leader and challenged the status quo. Speaking up for justice and doing what is right. There's a difference between right in whose mind. I don't know who they are, but it's like I said, that's the difference between leaders and followers. Wow. This is great big love here. Good motives that bear fruit. Someone is waking up here. It's like, I'm ready to take on this challenge. I'm ready to take on this fight. I'm ready to go in. Like, I don't care what status quo says. I have to do what is right. I have to take charge here. I have to... This is like bringing out beast mode in somebody. You know what I mean? I can take on this challenge. I can face the world. I can take on this challenge. As long as I am living truthfully, as long as I am living honestly, yeah, you win some, you lose some. But at least I tried. I'm ready to take on this challenge. I'm ready. I'm ready to challenge status quo. I am ready to challenge being alone. I'm ready to face whatever I gotta face here. Okay? Win, lose, or draw. I have to take on this challenge. You never know if you're not going to win if you don't try. And for too long, maybe somebody sat back trying to fit in or go along with things all the time. And then finally they wake up one day and they go, today is the day. I am ready to take you on, man. Today's the day. I'm going to take this challenge on. And I'm going to win. I take this challenge on and I'm going to win. And I'm coming out the victor. Even though I might have to fight alone, I will have a victory alone. This is taking on something big. It could be a big project. It could be coming out ahead because someone challenged status quo. So they might have been kicked to the curb, or they might have been isolated, or it's like they don't comply, they don't fit in, and somebody's like, fine, let's take it on. I'll challenge that. I'll go against the grain. I'll stand up for what I believe. This is a true brother. I'm telling you, that's what they do. This is this is somebody who knows what they want. This is a born leader. Somebody who will take on the status quo and go against what everyone else is saying, doing, and thinking. So I want what I want. I'm willing to take the risk of being alone. I'm willing to take it on, though. Even if I have to fight alone, I'll do it. Because I believe in what I'm saying. I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in the cause. And if I have to take on the challenge, and I end up taking on the challenge, then I'm going to get a victory even though I'm alone. Even though I'm coming in as an outsider, I'm going to walk away with the victory because I'm being true to self and I'm not afraid to take on a bunch of beliefs or, you know what I'm saying? I want to know the truth. Even if that truth isolates me, at least I stood for something and I didn't fall for anything. Okay? We got some brave hearts. We have brave hearts in the house. So congratulations. I congratulate you. Yeah, it's like, that's what I'm saying. As long as I am speaking the truth, as long as I am being fair, as long as I'm going to stand up. This could be you are standing up for yourself or standing up for the underdog. It's like, well, that makes an entrepreneur. That's what makes an inventor. That's what makes outsiders make great leaders. Outsiders, who do you know? Like, look at all the greats of the world. And I must have a lot of Capricorn great people because it's like, that's why God calls you warriors. And that's why the universe refers to Capricorns as the warriors. You're not meant to conform. You're here, you are the warriors. The earth warriors. So maybe you are taking on a big fight. Or you're going to take on a big challenge. And you might come out alone, but you're determined to win. It's like, I think that that's what you're doing. I think you're challenging the status quo here. Or someone has challenged the status quo here, and they're being labeled an outsider because they don't fit in. Well, who'd want to fit in? They're like, okay, bring it on. Is that the best you got? You know what? I'm just saying. Like, I've been alone before. I got no issue with that. But I do have an issue with being fair, and I do have an interest in being honest here. And I do have an interest being authentic here. Okay, so I think you are challenging the status quo of stuff. And win, lose, or draw, you're ready for it. That's what I said. And maybe you're helping others express their need to stand up for their rights. That's what I'm trying to say. So you could be into social work, being a lawyer or a counselor. Taking on the courts even. Taking on what everybody else has been going along with. Well, and maybe you are That's okay. That's okay. Even if I end up alone, that's okay. As long as I spoke my truth. And it's like, I'm going to help support others. I'm going to challenge authority. I'm going to challenge the status quo of what everyone else wants me to do. Even if that makes me an outsider. That's okay. Because I'm leading the way here. You're a braveheart. That's what you are. I'm standing up for what if I gotta stand for something, I'm not gonna fall for everything. It's like, I'm not going to accept the way things are. You know what? I'm not going to go along with the status quo. I'm not going to. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to voice my opinion and I'm going to challenge status quo. Even if that makes me an outsider, so be it. That's what makes great leaders. I'm going to say, look at all the greats in history. Like, everybody challenged everybody great. It's repeated through history. Anybody who challenges the status quo is usually derailed, defamed. But that's what makes you great. They're only words, so they can't hurt me. You know what I mean? Well, they can hurt me, but they're not going to stop me. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what makes warriors and sheeple. And Capricorns, I don't think you're a sheep. Okay? You're the goat. You ain't no sheep. You're the goat. Alright? You're made for this. It's like you're ready for the challenge. That's who better than to send but a warrior? You know what I mean? Who better to send than a warrior? They don't do what they're told. They lead. They don't do what they're told. They create. They don't go along with the flow. They create. They challenge status quo. And that's what it's bringing out the warriors. We got some brave warriors in the house. You use great skill and perseverance to rise to the top of your field. CEOs, executives, directors, inventors, and investors. By challenging the status quo. So here's an idea that I want to implement. Here's an idea that I want to bring forward. Well, you can't do that because of this. Watch me. Capricorn goes, watch me. I'll show you how it's done. You make a great guide. And you're very persuasive in your arguments. Like, you're very persuasive in what you say. And you're able to make it, like birds of feather flock together. It's just like, that's what makes you unique. You don't do what everyone else wants you to do. Don't do what everyone else wants you to do. The warrior gonna come out in you. That's a simple, or you're not being a true Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? You're the goats. You're not sheep. You are the goat. You are top of the mount. Okay, you're the king of the castles. You are the ones who are built to climb to the top. And it's like, you know what? It's for the greater good. I've got to do stuff for the greater good. Now, look, I may not benefit from this, but I know that many will. But usually you will benefit from it. Anybody who's a leader like that, it goes hand in hand. We've got some true goats in this platform, or it wouldn't be here. You are tougher than you think, and you have all the skills to get to the top. And that's how you get there. By non-conforming and going along with the status quo. You challenge it. You question it. And you're innovative enough to see, to make changes, and doing things that other people would never even thought of doing, or creating what you're creating. Take care.